This is Jimmy Pooper from RollOnRadio.com. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. You're listening to Roll On Radio. Yes, it's the best podcast for truckers. RollOnRadio.com. Here we go.
What's up, everybody? Yeah. So, this past weekend, President Trump, as usual, has caused a stir from the crybabies on the left. They're blaming him for rain at the Daytona 500 because he went there. Several comments were made that I seen. One of them was, he used all of our tax dollars for that. Well, he's the president. He does have Secret Service following him, no matter where he's at. You know, whether he was at the White House using air conditioning. A lot of presidents go to sporting events, so it ain't like he's the first president to go to a sporting event. And you can also say, well, one comment I said is, yeah, they say that he gives away his check to charity, and people are even bitching about that. I've seen people complaining he gives money away to charity, and that because, you know, he does do things where he might spend money doing other stuff. But $400,000, that's not just giving away money. That's nearly $500,000. That's almost $500,000. Can you believe that shit? All right. The president makes about $400,000 a year. I know the president of Singapore, I think he's paid the most. Like in U.S. dollars, I think the president of Singapore is like $1.5 million, $1.8 million in U.S. dollars. A lot of countries, presidents make somewhere between like $250 and $350. So it isn't like, you know, we're the United States. We should have the highest paid president, right? But they also get a pension around $200,000 a year after they retire. So that's pretty good. You really don't want your president, who holds a lot of secrets to the country, being poor. You know what I mean? So it's good to give them $200,000 a year. That way they can't be easily paid off to talk about certain parts of our country's infrastructure or whatever. I don't know. So, and they're blaming him for bringing the rain. It's like, okay, first of all, where was the race at? Oh, Daytona. That's in Florida. Florida is surrounded by what? Water, seeing that's a peninsula. You know, some of these people on the left, they must not even own a map. Take a look at Florida. It's the one on the bottom right. If you see a picture of the United States, it's the one. It's got like a little. It almost looks like a little dick on the bottom. You know, that's actually southeast, folks. For the ones that don't know your directions, but you know, it's to your right and go all the way down. Some of you might know where New York is. Go straight down, and you'll see that little area down there, okay? On the bottom? Yeah. So, and I think it's Ponce de Leon that discovered Florida. I ain't 100% sure on that, but it's surrounded by water. And every time I go to Florida, it must just be conservatives. Because every time I go to Florida, guess what? It rains too. I swear to God. I thought it rained there every day. But the way these leftists are acting, the people that don't know shit about NASCAR, probably never watched the race. They just knew it rained. They're blaming Trump for the rain. Blaming Trump for the rain, shit. They blame Trump for the economy doing good, like it's a bad thing. They blame Trump for making people go to work because there's too many jobs out there. Nobody got excuses. You know? Shit. They blame Trump for doing good. They blame Trump for, well, he hasn't done a whole lot of bad. Oh, I know, because he has said a few things that a lot of us feel. Oh, okay. But all these leftists are so misled, you know. Like some of them is these gay people. There ain't nowhere that Trump really talking a whole lot of shit about the gays, but there's footage of Hillary talking shit about the gays. So he can't do anything right. You know? Just because he's some old-fashioned stand-up kind of guy that's trying to lead our country in the right direction, people are going to just talk shit. Oh, he spent our tax dollars there. I have a feeling they let him in there for free. You probably didn't have to pay to go watch a NASCAR race. You know? But you got other presidents that have been the things. So, people just bitch to bitch. I guess I'm bitching too. It's just time. Just like in trucking. You got to fight back. You know? They say there's going to be a higher demand around May, especially around the fruit season, because that coronavirus is hurting a lot of the movement and the factories and all that. You know, China, and they say there's going to be a higher demand for our fruit. So, truckers are going to be starting getting paid because there's so much trucking that needs to be done. I mean, I don't want nobody to do bad. By the way, I've seen a list of the socialist countries that failed. Holy shit, there's a bunch of them. All these different countries that try to be socialist. Nutty, nutty, nutty. And by the way, I'm drinking beer. Root beer. So, all I can tell you is that good old Donald Trump, you know, he went there, and this is something I know. I know somebody whose daughter graduated from the Air Force Academy, right? There was around 900, like between 900,000 and 900,000, my bad. 900 people, between 900 and 1,000 people, right, that were of this graduating class, or should say that were getting their hand shaken by Donald Trump. He shook everybody's hand. Not only that, he spent a brief moment with several of them, with many of them, you know, 20, 30 seconds or whatever, you know. He talked to each and everybody, and he shook everybody's hand, and he was acting like he was in no hurry. That's the way our president is. And guess what? The NASCAR drivers were saying the same thing. You know, some of these NASCAR drivers are like heroes to people. Just like sport, you know, they're sports heroes, just like Michael Jordan was a hero to people playing basketball. You know, some of these, you know, these drivers, people look up to them. You know, they're role models and stuff. So, but he went back there and he took time and he talked to everybody that wanted to talk to him. He acted like he was in no hurry. He, you know, he just was being a normal guy. You know, if he was just there for the photo op, he would have jumped in, panned in for all the little photos. So snap, 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 snap. I'm at NASCAR. Yay, I support NASCAR. And jetted the hell out of there. But nope. He acted like he was in no hurry. He went in, visited his fans, people that didn't like him. They're like, oh, yeah, he just went there because he's campaigning. Well, man, the man has to campaign. All people do is hate on him in the news. I mean, it's so old people ignore it. But Donald Trump is going to win by a landslide this next time. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Jimmy Pooper guarantees that Donald Trump will win by a landslide. All right? You go to it. Trust me. This is going to be business as usual. He's the best president we ever had. I don't care what anybody says. The economy's doing better. Everything's doing better. I ain't going to go through it all. Everything's doing better. You know, you can say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. I'm a Teamster. Teamsters are supposed to be Democrats, right? No, not this Teamster. Trump fought to make sure jobs stayed here. Cars are going to be built here. Even Jimmy Hoffa, not the one that's dead. Okay, his son. His son's still alive. He's president of the modern Teamster. He even liked the new trade agreements we got. All right, but I stand on my own. But it sounds like many of the Teamsters are behind Trump as well. America needs to get behind Trump. Well, all I can tell you is that, you know, California, y'all have trouble with water. You got all them fires and shit. Y'all out west there with all the fires. If he's bringing water, maybe y'all need to have a little more Trump in your life. You know, that way y'all can maybe have some green, lush, beautiful lawns like we do down in the north and up in the south and up down in the north. What the fuck? All right, down in the south, up in the north. You know what I'm saying, man. I drive while I'm making my podcast. But y'all need some Trump. If he makes it rain, motherfucker makes it rain money, makes it rain water. He's bringing the rain everywhere. People in California, get a little Donald Trump in your life. Get some water. Yeah. Then maybe y'all can shower and maybe drink a little more water and get them electrolytes flowing in your body, get that brain working a little bit better, getting them little synapses going, getting them thought processes working. Yeah. Trump does the body good. He brings H2O. All right, enough of my stupidity. I'll tell you what, though. When it comes to being a president, Trump is no fucking idiot. All right, folks. Have a good night. Bye.
This is Jimmy Pooper at The Roar. RollOnRadio.com.